Next, let's talk about AWS Config. AWS Config is a fully managed service that provides you with resource inventory, configuration history, and configuration change notifications to use for security and governance purpose. With AWS Config, you can discover the existing AWS resources, record the configuration for third-party resources, export a complete inventory of your resources with all configuration details, and determine how a resource was configured at any point in time. These capabilities help you in compliance auditing, security analysis, and resource change tracking and in troubleshooting. AWS Config makes it easier to track your resource configuration without the need for upfront investment and avoiding the complexity of installing and updating the agents for data collection or maintaining the large databases. AWS Config provides a range of features such as simplify the compliance auditing. AWS Config provide a centralized view of your resource configurations, making it easier to demonstrate the compliance for the regulatory requirements. Improve the security. AWS Config helps you to identify the security vulnerabilities and misconfigurations in your AWS resources. Reduce the risk. By tracking the changes in real time to your resources configurations, AWS Config helps you to identify and remediate the issues before they become any problem. Simplify the troubleshooting. With detailed tracking of configuration changes, AWS Config make it easier to troubleshoot the operational issues. Config rules are most important tool of AWS Config service. AWS Config rules enables you to define and evaluate the compliance against custom or predefined rules. You can evaluate the configuration of your devices based on the configuration rules that you have created. AWS provides a library of pre-configured rules for common compliance requirements such as HIPAA, PCI, and CIS AWS Foundation's benchmark. You can also create the custom rules to meet these specific compliance or operational requirements. AWS Config integrate with other AWS services such as CloudTrail, CloudFormation, and System Manager. Integration with AWS CloudTrail provides the detailed logging of configuration changes made to your AWS resources. Integration with AWS CloudFormation enable you to automatically evaluate the resource compliance during the deployment. AWS Config offers a free tier that include limited functionality. Additional charges apply for more advanced features such as compliance rule evaluation and resource relationship visualizations. Next, let's discuss about AWS CloudTrail. AWS CloudTrail is a powerful service that provides detailed logging of API activities within your AWS account. By using CloudTrail, you can gain insight into the past activities of your AWS resources, detect and respond to security incidents, demonstrate compliance, troubleshoot operational issues, and monitor the user activities. AWS CloudTrail enables you to log, continuously monitor, and retain the account activities. This is useful for auditing and compliance purposes as well as for the troubleshooting. CloudTrail can be used for security, compliance, and operational auditing purpose. CloudTrail capture the API activities from all AWS services that support AWS CloudTrail, including S3, EC2 instances, AWS Lambda, and many other AWS services. When an API is called, CloudTrail record the identity of the caller, the time of the call, the source IP address of the caller, and the request parameters like who made an API call to the AWS resources, what was the source IP address of the API call, what did the API call do, when did the API call occur, and what was the response to the API call. This information is stored in a JSON format log file in an Amazon S3 bucket, and that can be used for the auditing purpose later. CloudTrail is easy to set up and use. You can enable the CloudTrail for your AWS account with just a few clicks in AWS Management Console. Once enabled, CloudTrail logs all supported API activities in your AWS account. And you can use AWS tools and services to analyze and visualize the log data. CloudTrail can be used for a variety of use cases such as security analysis. Detect and respond to security incidents by analyzing the CloudTrail logs for suspicious activities. Compliance auditing. Use CloudTrail logs to demonstrate the compliance with regulatory requirements. Troubleshooting. You can use the CloudTrail logs to investigate the operational issues such as change made to the AWS resources. Governance. Use CloudTrail logs to monitor the user activities and enforce the access controls. CloudTrail brings lots of benefits in managing the AWS hosted resources. With the help of the CloudTrail, you can gain insight into the past activities of your AWS resources. You can easily detect and respond to the security incidents. You can demonstrate your compliance, help you to easily troubleshoot the operational issues. You can monitor the user's activities to have the full insight who's doing what in your AWS environment. Next, let's talk about AWS CloudWatch. AWS CloudWatch is a monitoring and logging service offered by AWS that provides real time and historical insight into the performance and health of your AWS resources, application, and services. It collects and processes the log files, metrics, and events to provide you with a unified view of your AWS environments and enable you to set the alarms and automate the actions based on the metrics and events. It can be used for operational monitoring, troubleshooting, and optimization of AWS resources and applications. There are different types of data that can be collected with CloudWatch. Metrics are data related to the performance and behavior of AWS resources, such as CPU utilization, network traffic, and disk uses. Logs. Logs are events and messages generated by AWS resources and applications. Events. Events are data related to the changes and events that occur within your AWS resources and applications. CloudWatch record all this data for your applications and resources. CloudWatch brings lots of benefits for the users, and there are different use cases that supported by the CloudWatch, like performance monitoring. CloudWatch monitor the performance of your AWS resources and applications to identify and troubleshoot the issues. Resource optimization. You can identify the opportunities to optimize the resource utilization and reduce the cost. Security and compliance. You can easily detect and respond to the security events and ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. Application monitoring. You can monitor the health and availability of your applications running on the AWS infrastructure. Integration with other AWS services. CloudWatch can be integrated with a wide range of AWS services, including Amazon EC2, Amazon S3, AWS Lambda, and many other AWS services. You can use the AWS CloudWatch with any services that support the CloudWatch metrics and logs. Pricing. CloudWatch offers a free tier that includes basic monitoring and alarm functionality. Additional charges apply for more advanced monitoring features such as custom metrics and dashboards. AWS CloudWatch is a powerful monitoring service that enables you to collect, view, and analyze the metrics, logs, and events from the AWS resources and applications. CloudWatch is a powerful monitoring service that enables you to collect, view, and analyze the metrics, logs, and events from AWS resources and applications. By using CloudWatch, you can monitor the performance and behavior of your AWS resources and applications, troubleshoot the issues, optimize the resource utilizations, detect and respond to the security events, and ensure the compliance with regulatory requirements. We will demonstrate how to use the CloudWatch for monitoring the applications and resources in your AWS account. Next, let's talk about AWS Management and Governance Services. AWS Management and Governance Services are designed to help the organizations to manage their cloud resources and applications in a secure and compliant manner. These services provide a suite of tools and features that enables the administrators to automate the task, monitor the performance, track the cost, and enforce the policies. Here are some of the key AWS Management and Governance Services. CloudTrail. This service enables you to log, continuously monitor, and retain the account activities about action taken within your AWS account. This is useful for auditing and compliance purpose as well as for the troubleshooting. CloudFormation. This service allows you to provision the AWS infrastructure resources in a repeatable and automated manner. You can use the pre-built templates or create your own templates to deploy the resources consistently and reliably. CloudWatch is a monitoring and logging service provided by AWS. It enables you to monitor the services and applications that run on the AWS. You can also monitor your on-prem resources using AWS CloudWatch. CloudWatch collects and track the metrics, monitors the log file, and set the alarms. System Manager. This service allows you to automate the operational tasks across your AWS resources, including patch management, application deployment, and instance configuration. Control Tower. Control Tower is a service provided by AWS that helps the organizations to set up and govern the secure and compliant multi-account environment on AWS. AWS Control Tower makes it easier to manage the multiple AWS accounts and automate the account provisioning and configuration. AWS Config. This service provides a detailed inventory of your AWS resources, including configuration history and change notifications. It can also help you to identify the compliance issues and potential security threats. Identity and Access Management Service. This service provides the granular control over user access to AWS resources. You can create policies that define who can access specific resources and what actions they can take. In summary, AWS Management and Governance Services provides a comprehensive set of tools and features to help you manage your AWS resources and applications in a secure and compliant manner. We will discuss about these tools in more details in the coming slides. Next, let's talk about AWS System Manager. AWS System Manager provides a comprehensive set of tools to help you manage your infrastructure and applications more efficiently and securely. AWS System Manager provides a range of features including inventory management, patch management, run command, state manager, maintenance windows, automation, and parameter store. AWS System Manager integrates with other AWS services to provide a comprehensive solutions for managing your AWS resources. AWS System Manager is a powerful service that enables you to manage your AWS resources and applications from a single place. By using AWS System Manager, you can simplify the operations, improve security, reduce cost, and increase agility. System Manager helps you in inventory management, collects the metadata about your AWS resources, software, and operating system. Patch management. System Manager helps you to automate the process of patching your EC2 instances, on-prem instances, and other supported AWS resources. Run command. System Manager enables you to remotely execute the commands on your instances, including Linux and Windows machines. State Manager. System Manager helps you to define and maintain the desired state of your instances. Maintenance window enables you to define a window of time for scheduled maintenance tasks such as patching and rebooting the instances. Automation and parameter store enables you to create and run the automation workflow that perform the common operational task. And parameter store enables you to securely store and manage the secrets, configuration data, and other frequently used parameters. System Manager brings lots of benefits for its users. System Manager helps you to simplify the operations. AWS System Manager provides a single interface for managing your AWS resources and applications. That makes it easier to automate the common operational tasks. Improve security. Parameter store enables you to securely store and manage the secrets, reducing the risk of unauthorized access. Reduce cost. Automation and patch management features can help you to reduce the time and effort required to maintain your instances, resulting in cost saving. Increase agility. By automating the common operational task, AWS System Manager can help you respond more quickly to changing business needs. System Manager integrate with other AWS services such as AWS Identity and Access Management, CloudFormation, and CloudTrail. Integration with AWS IAM enables you to control the access to System Manager features and resources. Integration with AWS CloudFormation enables you to automate the deployment of System Manager resources. Integration with CloudTrail provides detailed logging of System Manager API calls, helping you to meet the compliance requirements.